Hey guys, I'm Alyan and I am back with another interview after a long time. Today we have incredible guest with us today. Meet Rusty Diamond, a certificated hypnotized former pro wrestler and stand-up comedy. So welcome sir, and how are you?
Thanks. Pretty well. Thank you for having me here. It's nice to get to be able to do this and be able to talk to someone that's doing a podcast. I wish I had a podcast when I was your age. Didn't have a podcast. I was recording on YouTube because there used to not be free hosting of podcasts. You used to have to pay for all that and then pay for all the hosting and everything for it, and it would depend on how many episodes you have, the more you would have to pay. And so I found that YouTube, you don't have to pay anything. You can upload videos. And so I uploaded stuff on YouTube, and that was 2013. So I would have been 30 or 31. And I mean, that was still pretty young to get in. But I mean, yeah, being able to have a podcast now. Are you? Is this your only podcast, or do you have other podcasts you do?
Yeah, I conducted 200 plus 210 plus podcasts.
You've done 200 episodes, over 200 episodes.
Yeah,
Whoa! Congratulations. That's awesome. That's so many. That's and how long you been doing the podcast then for?
2 years.
2 years. So you did 100 in a year.
Yeah.
Unreal. All right. How? What was the first one you did, and how have you gotten better since the first one to now?
My first interview was in Urdu because Urdu is our national language. So I conducted 110 interviews in Urdu and 100 in English. So yeah,
Whoa. Okay. So were the first 100 in Hindu and then the second 100 in English?
yeah.
So what are you doing now? Are you doing a mixture of both, or are you doing them all in English? Or
For now, my focus to doing in English.
okay, wow, all right. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, thank you. So everyone meet Mr. Rusty. So sir, how do you usually explain what you do someone who has never heard about hypnotize?
Sure. So everybody's getting hypnotized somehow. I like to break people out of it. Have you ever watched a TV show or a movie before? I mean, if you've done that, you've probably been hypnotized. If you've ever listened to a song before, you've been hypnotized. If you've heard someone talking for a long time, most likely is some form of hypnosis, and you get into sort of a trance. I mean, anything that you just sort of get into the zone, maybe is another way to put it. Or if you're I don't know, if you're driving down the road and all of a sudden it's been 2 hours and then you think to yourself, where has the last 2 hours gone? I don't understand this. I don't know what happened. That's hypnosis. And so I mean anything is kind of hypnosis, I would say. And every part of it is somewhere between used for very good and used for very bad. And it depends how you want to do it. And like I want everybody to know how to hypnotize themselves. I would love that. I would love to be out of a job for this. I would love if everybody knew how to do it. I will teach anyone at least a basic form, and then they can do whatever on their own after that. But I think everybody should know how to hypnotize themselves.
Oh, that's great. Thanks so much for your answer. So, sir, my next question is: you have been a pro wrestler, a comedian, hypnotist, yogi, and musician. What connect all this world for you?
How I can do them all at the same time, I guess. I haven't been able to do all those at the same time because some of those are newer, and I am retired from pro wrestling, I would say. I didn't have one of those put your boots in the ring on the last match, but I'm retired. And the other ones I've kind of been able to put together and kind of do a mixture of each. But I guess still, even pro wrestling doesn't have to be in the ring. And so, I mean, I guess they're all still kind of all connected. I've had a lot of people tell me, well, if you just focus on one thing, then you're going to be really good at that. But that's not how I do stuff. I guess I'm focusing on one thing, but one thing is a bunch of things.
All right, thanks so much for your answer. So, sir, what was the exact moment when you realized your life was about to completely change?
What time?
Yeah.
Which time? I mean, there's a lot of different times where that's happened. I mean, uh, I guess you don't really know. You don't really know in the moment. It's a lot easier to look back and say, wow, okay, my life really changed. That was a big pivot point. But every decision is a different possibility, a different outcome in life, a different path. And you have all these other parallel universes where from the beginning up until now is, at the beginning you have one way you can go. And then every decision you make is a different path. And then you make a different path off of that and a different path off of that. But I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been in the middle of a decision and thought, wow, this can really change everything in my life if I do that. But I can very well look back and say that I know what those spots were that really changed my life.
Oh, thanks so much for your answer. So, sir, you have said getting fired, becoming a spiritual awakening. What lesson did that teach you? Moment you.
Again, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, there's so many times I've been fired from jobs. And that's why I work by myself or with people that I like to collaborate with and work with. I guess I work for one person technically, but he's my best friend. And so it's not really like that. But I've been fired from so many jobs for so many different things. And eventually you have to know like what works. Eventually I needed to learn that what kind of job I need to do and how well I do with someone telling me what to do and not letting me be creative. And yeah, without that, then I don't know. I haven't found a job. I found one that I liked and I did that for a little while. And that was the only job that I didn't do myself that I enjoyed. So there's ways to do it and there's ways not to do it. But I just wish I would have kept doing more what I was doing earlier in life.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer. So,
Oh,
clear on.
oh, geez. I mean, there's the clucking like a chicken that I get almost anytime I mention hypnosis. Are you going to get me clucking like a chicken? I don't know if you want to. If you want to cluck like a chicken, go ahead and cluck like a chicken. You would have done it anyway. How would I? Hey, if you're at a party and you just really are someone who just normally lets loose at a party, and it's like that. It's like having that with without having to. I don't know. Some people drink alcohol and stuff of that nature, or do what else to kind of lower that inhibition where I don't know, it's just if you would do it, you're just open to it. It's like being under 7 years old. It's like maybe like a 7-year old. Like you're just sort of open to anything. You don't have that filter of, gosh, I don't know if I really want to do this. It's just getting right into the subconscious and talking to it directly and just sitting it down and saying, hey, this is how things are. Like, think about it this way. Think about it this way. And just reframing a lot of stuff. And what people search years, maybe their whole lifetimes, for talking with other kinds of parts of healing, talk therapy, people talking with a counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, uh, whatever you want to call it, therapist. It's not that effective. And a lot of that time, you still have that filter over you where you're not getting really down into what the root of the problem is. It's just more treating what's going on right there at that moment. Whereas if it's a hypnosis, like I can get to the root of that problem and I can get that taken care of in 90 minutes, what someone worked their whole lifetime on, and maybe get there. But I can get to that. And then you can go talk and do talk therapy. And if you don't like me, there's thousands of other hypnotists in this world. And with anything else, with a doctor, with a just kind of anyone that works with you, I highly doubt that there is only one person that does that job. Always go find another one. Find one that really fits you and that you can really open up to. And that's going to make all the difference.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much for your answer. So, sir, have you ever hypnotized yourself by
Uh,
accident?
Sure, all the time. Every time I hypnotize someone, I get hypnotized as well. And I'm hypnotized pretty much all the time. It's made my life excellent. It's real easy to get feeling good. The man that taught me, he would always say, his name was Bruce. He would always say, Bruce is happy. And it's kind of nice. If you tell yourself that enough, you're going to start believing it. You're going to start feeling happy. And it's the mind is a powerful tool. Some people use it, some people don't use it as much.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. So, what's the wildest or funniest thing that ever happened during hypnosis session?
Okay, I will give the um, this answer, the answer that I would give you. Maybe not the answer I would give everybody, but I learned that animals can be hypnotized, and I didn't know that. This was right when I was starting out. There was a group of people I was doing a hypnosis on, and I noticed that the dog was totally there. And then I found out that I had to ask my teacher, are animals, can they get hypnotized too? And then he said, yeah. And then I thought maybe that's going to be my path and I'm going to be the animal hypnotist. But I chose a different path. I went a few different paths. I have a few specialties, but the animal part I didn't get into. But if anyone else wants to go and do that, if you ever think, you're trying to figure out something for career day and they don't say you can be a animal hypnotist. They don't tell you that on career day when you're in school. So that's something you can go do. If you want to do that, you can start that right now. You can be any age and you can be an animal hypnotist.
Oh, all right. Thank you. So, sir, how did stand-up comedy shape the way you communicate with and work with people today?
Oof. Well, let's see. So if you've ever gotten booed, then you really just don't care as much. Like once you get over that fear, and I mean, I had that in pro wrestling too with Same thing with just really just standing there and people are genuinely upset with you. What you do in that moment really can change and frame how that interaction is going to go. And I mean, I think I had that even before when I was growing up. I wasn't a big kid, but I had a big mouth and I knew how to get people riled up and upset and then being able to stand there and own it. And I think that's something that's been helpful with comedy. I mean, my comedy wasn't very jokey, but I don't know. When I decided to comedy, it was loosely comedy. It was what I did at a comedy show, I guess, whatever you would call that. Whatever I would call that, I don't even know. That's why I don't do that anymore.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So wrestling is all about performance and psychology. How did that prepare your hypnosis?
Okay, so when I got into wrestling, I didn't know that it was I didn't believe in hypnosis. I didn't believe in hypnosis until after my in-ring career was done. I didn't know it was done at the time, but I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in it until I got basically I signed up for the class. So first time I got hypnotized, I didn't believe in hypnosis. I didn't think any of it was real. I thought it was just like a performance. And there was psychology behind the act, behind the illusion of it. And so I was gladly and happily incorrect on my theory of hypnosis, and it is the exact opposite of fake. It is so real, and you can do so much so quickly and so effectively.
Oh, thank you for your answer. So you have been on TV and big stages. Did success ever feel empty at any point?
When the adrenaline wears off, it it hurts. Um, I think wrestling more than anything because it's physical as well. I mean, doing any performance, your body is going to get that adrenaline going, but eventually that adrenaline is going to drop and you're going to feel it later and everything's just going to hurt. And I felt with wrestling, it was usually 2 days after. That first day, I still felt like I wasn't hurting, but then I felt almost every time that, like, if I was working shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually Tuesday, I would just be hurting and just not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to do anything. Just so much was drained. It's like if you have $10 that you get every week and you start off the week on Friday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you spend $8 of that, and then you have $2 that's supposed to get you through the next 5 days, which or 4 days, which would normally be uh, $8. So you have like maybe a quarter of that left, and you probably spend uh, both those dollars on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, and then you're just out until Friday again. You get that high again going out there, but yeah, it can feel empty at that way, for sure.
Yeah, thank you for your answer. So, if someone wants to unlock their mind, where should they actually start?
Breathing. Breathing, breathing. You're already doing it. You can, whatever, however long you want to do it, you can breathe differently, breathe slightly differently. Breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, and then slowly let it out for 5 seconds. You're already unlocking your mind. You're taking yourself to a different stream of consciousness, and it's breathing will do anything. Breathing makes stretching easier. Breathing is what keeps us alive and what keeps us moving forward. So don't forget to breathe. And when you breathe, you loosen up. When you don't breathe, you tense up. And when you're tense, when you're in fight or flight mode, you can't take in any new information. All you can do is just not get eaten by the lion. That's all your body's doing at that point. You can't learn anything new, and you just stay sort of always tense. And it's all about just being loose and calm.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much for this wonderful answer. So, what role does yoga and body awareness play in mental health transformation?
Sure. So I was pretty much fully disabled last year. I mean, it had been for 7 years. And then I started doing yoga. And after, uh, 2 months, I was going from, not being able to walk more than, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe if I was lucky, to doing headstands. And then I started walking more. And then movement is so important. I mean, if you're doing anything, if you're sitting, like, at least get up and stretch. If whatever the stretching is, do it. Stretch. It's not hard, and you don't have to do much. You can go and lie on the floor and put yourself out like a starfish, and that's at least stretching something. And then go walk. Go walk somewhere. If it's raining out, you can walk inside. Maybe you have steps. You can walk some of those, but just don't stop moving, especially once you get older. Once you get into your 30s and 40s, then you really need to start doing both of those. You can't not do them, especially if you've had a career where you've gotten beat up for many years. You have to do it. You absolutely have to, or else you're going to end up, they may as well just sew you into that couch or that bed because you're not getting out, or your chair.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. So, I want to ask, if you could hypnotize the world for one positive change, what would it be?
Wow. All right. That's a good question. I would, I think it's just that everybody is already somehow thinking, I don't know. I would say everybody's trying to think for the greater good and trying to put some sort of positive energy into everything, but then some people aren't. Some people are doing the exact opposite. Some people want to watch the world burn. We can't really have one without the other. But I mean, I would want someone to, I think, just to know self hypnosis. I would teach anybody self hypnosis that wants to know how to do it. I was taught that. That was one of the main things that I was taught from Bruce. And the one thing that I want to stress to everybody is, and it's so easy to do it, so easy to hypnotize yourself to do anything.
Thank you so much. So, sir, my last question is, what do you want people to feel after listening to this episode?
Oh, okay. So when you wake up, you're gonna say whatever your name is happy. before you go to sleep, you're going to say whatever your name is happy 10 times. If you have a pen and paper or even your phone, you can type it on your phone 10 times. You can write it with a piece of paper and a pen. You can write it in your mind if you want. Do that every day. Move, move around, walk, breathe. That's it. That's it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, sir, again for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey story and insight. It's been an absolutely pleasure to have you in our show. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you. It was a great show. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thank you